Hello and welcome into the show, everyone. I am Preston Poole. That is Tyler Adam. This is Unadvised here on the Sports Animal YouTube, Facebook, our very own X account at Unadvised Pod, and wherever you get your podcast. We'll upload this to the podcast page right after we finish things up. Teabag, how are you doing on this fine Sunday evening?
You want the honest answer?
I would assume not very good at the moment.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. It's all in all good, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't out late last night in Dallas. Let's just say I woke up to a drunken text I sent to Preston. It wasn't anything like a "you up" text or what are you doing. It was just I found myself at a club that was still open at 3 a.m, and I remember that one of the last memories I have of the night was like I should probably text Preston and let him know I'm not going to be there at 4. I could have made it by 4. We just need a little nap beforehand to move it back to 5. I read that this morning. I was like, that was the most unnecessary text I might have ever sent in my life.
I woke up and I was like, well, he had fun last night. That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
I was not rooting for the Stars last night. I was kind of half-ass rooting for them kind of in the end to pull it out because I wanted the people to be happy. That Stars game led to a good party in Dallas. The vibes were immaculate, I will say.
Yeah.
The vibes were immaculate.
It was kind of like what a crazy ending too, because they scored. I forget how much was left in the game, but they scored a little late in the game to take the lead, and obviously end up winning that one.
Yeah.
We'll get into a couple of the game sevens from last night because we got a couple of game sevens tonight as well on the hardwood and on the ice. So we'll get into that, but. First up, let's get to the Oklahoma City Thunder. We finally know who the Thunder are going to play in the second round. That is the Denver Nuggets, who beat the Los Angeles Clippers last night in a game that wasn't really close at all. I mean, I forget what the final score was. I think the Clippers tried to make a late run, but it felt like a 20-point game for most of the night in that one. So now we know who the opponent is, and what are your thoughts on round 2 that starts tomorrow night at 8:30 here in Oklahoma City?
So I think that we've talked about this a bunch, Preston. I mean, we've had pretty much 7 games to talk about it because we all knew the Thunder were gonna beat the Grizzlies and advance to the second round. So we've had a lot of time to talk about who do you want, and I've been pretty consistent on I want the Nuggets bandwagon. Jokic is going to get his. Let him get his. Try to contain Gordon as much as you can, and I think our perimeter defense can stop their perimeter offense and the 3-point shooting with Jamal Murray and MPJ, Braun, and then Westbrook, who's 43% in the playoffs so far and through 7 games from 3. So I like the matchup for the Thunder. I like the depth the Thunder's going to have in the rest compared to Denver just went through an absolute grind with 6 guys, 6.5 guys. Today was a 1 day off and they traveled. Now it's an hour flight. It's not Long Beach. Nonetheless, you had to travel to the night. You're traveling to the night in a hotel room tonight. You're not sleeping in bed. You're on bed. So I like that aspect. And the thing that convinced me when I wanted the Nuggets to win was all my Mavs friends. I was with them last night, and they're all pretty big Thunder haters, for the most part, and they were actively rooting for the Clippers to try to get a comeback because they knew the Clippers were the better shot. So that's why I was like, all right, like they want us to play the Clippers too because they know. So this is the thing.
I'm trying to remember how close that the Clippers actually got it to. It wasn't close. It was a 19-point game, but I feel like at one point late there in the fourth, they had it to like 12 or something like that. So, it was just a butt kick in there. Yeah, in Denver for sure. This for me is a series where, look, J-Dub, you played great in the first round against Memphis, right? Let's roll that on to the second round against Denver because last year that didn't translate into the second round against the Dallas Mavericks. Plus, let's remember last year they let the Mavericks have whatever they wanted from the corner from 3, with PJ Washington. So you can't do that again this year. I think they're going to learn from their mistakes. It's one thing about the Thunder is that they've proven, year over year that they learn from their mistakes. They get better in areas that they need to get better in. So I think that is an area where you need to play better defense out there on the three, because that killed you last year against Dallas, which is obviously is a way different team when we're talking about the Nuggets. But that still needs to be there, and like I said, J-Dub, he needs to have a big series here.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a big discourse with like me and my buddies. I just found a Johnny's gift card on my. I've been sorry, that's so random. It was wrapped. I've been looking for this thing. I got a Johnny's gift card, and it was wrapped in the receipt still. And then I looked over and I see, like the little that part sticking out. Sorry, that was exciting because I've actually been looking for that for like a week. I was like, I know I didn't throw it away. Anyway, yeah, it's been a discourse with me and my buddies, and even guys at the Sports Animal saying, all right, we saw it in round one. It's against a down Memphis team, a team that you're massively superior to. Let's see it in round two, where we didn't see it last year. That's where we got to see it. So yeah, I mean, these whole playoffs are gonna rely on J-Dub and Chet stepping up.
And this season series was split 2-2 between these two teams. I'm trying to go back and see the scores and that. They don't have it right here on ESPN. But it was split 2-2 the series in the season between these two teams. So this is going to be a tough matchup. This is a division rival for the Oklahoma City Thunder as well. So they've
nothing
played
like NBA divisions.
Yeah, right. Yeah, in the Northwest division.
Yeah,
right? You're about as middle of the country as you can get when you go with Oklahoma City. So
Denver's even pretty middle of the country.
Yeah,
all things considered.
Chet and Ihart, they are going to have to. They're not going to have to. They are going to be in a battle every single night when it comes to guarding Nikola Jokic. That's going to be something to keep our eyes on throughout this series, is what those guys are doing down low to, again, like you said, Jokic is going to get his right. Just try and slow him down as much as you possibly can offensively.
Yeah. And I think the key is, slow him down as much as you can, which is not going to be a lot, especially in the playoffs. And I think the key is just going to be stopping MPJ and Jamal Murray. I mean, I think if you can limit those
Michael
two,
Porter Jr., let's be honest, has just not been good these playoffs.
Yeah. He had a couple big shots last night, but it was easy to hit big shots last night. He have a 20-point lead.
I think game would have been 6. He had like 5 points. Is all he had in like 24 minutes. So I think Jamal Murray as well. Like, we've seen this guy ever since they won the title. He's been a little banged up, a couple of years in a row, but now he's finally healthy. Can he get back to that form that he was in on that title run for Denver? Because if so, that's going to be a guy that's going to play a big role in this series as well for the Nuggets.
I mean, we're going to talk about Russell Westbrook. I mean, he's been playing great in these playoffs. I mean, just the best playoff run I think he's had since leaving Oklahoma City.
But I think we can all sit back and realize that at some point he's going to do something not the smartest move, do something.
It's working right now.
Yes.
It's working right now.
We've seen a lot of this guy here in Oklahoma City, right?
Yeah. Live by Russ, die by Russ. But I mean, he's been fantastic. Like I said earlier, he's shooting 43% from 3. So I mean, that's just adding another element to his game. So I mean, he's going to be an X factor, and
where he can go out and hit 0 for 10 from 3.
Yeah. And he's probably going to turn the ball over a few times.
Yes,
if I'm betting man.
And we've seen him miss layups in the previous.
Yeah, and dunks. He's went to dunk.
So like I said, live by Russ, die by Russ. We know that all too well here in Oklahoma City.
I put this on Twitter last night, Preston. What's the ovation going to be like for Russ? Is this not this is a war. This is not the I'm not saying don't give one. I'd not say I don't think a standing O. I don't think a standing O for the playoffs. Every regular season game, standing ovation for Russell Westbrook.
The
playoffs is a war.
This isn't the New York crowd, though. I'll say that. This is a friendly crowd, right? So he's going to get some cheers.
I'm not saying he's going to get booed, and yes, he's going to get cheered, but I don't know if I'm all for giving him a standing ovation when he checks in.
We don't need standing ovations in the playoffs.
No.
No matter.
And I think even Russ will probably be like, "Really, guys, I taught you better. I taught you better with our competitive spirit."
Yeah, we'll see. That is going to be an interesting aspect, because this is the first time that this has happened. Like, the former superstar of the team comes into town to the playoffs to take on the new iteration of the team. So we'll see what the crowd does, and that seems like Thunder crowd probably will give him a standing ovation if I
Probably.
had
I
to.
mean, they probably will.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not going to raise hell about it, obviously. Uh, it is a second playoff series versus Russ since he's left,
Yeah.
but the first one was a bubble. So,
Oh yeah, against Houston. Yeah, I forgot
so
about
he
that one.
hasn't played a playoff game in Oklahoma City since 2019.
Yeah. Let's see what else I have here. If Dort and Caruso can not render, but stop Jamal Murray, I think it's a 5 or 6 game series.
I'm so excited to watch Alex Caruso play basketball tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm most excited for is to see playoff Caruso again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, we haven't even had a basketball game in a
Oh my
week
gosh.
now at
Oh
this
my
point.
gosh. 8:30 tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow's
Yeah.
gonna be the longest day ever.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast. I'm curious to see how many of the guys on the second unit plays in this series. Like, how
Yeah.
deep are they gonna
Yeah.
go on the roster? Last
I think
series,
Wiggins is a big question in this series.
yeah, I mean, last series they went pretty deep, obviously against Memphis, but are they gonna tighten it up a little bit in the second round against the Nuggets? I'm definitely interested to see that.
I think they will. I think we might see a little bit less of Wiggins. Not a whole lot of him outside of one. Maybe is around that 8 to 10 minute range. I think we're not going to see a whole bunch of them because you're going to have to defend against this Nuggets team. That's how they win is offense.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to defend your ass off against this team. And Wiggins can be. It's not that he's a bad defender, but just for this Thunder team,
There's other players on the
he's
team that are better defenders.
absolutely the three guys. I mean, Caruso and Wallace,
Wallace
obviously off the bench. Isaiah Joe's a better defender. So I mean,
and a
Wiggins is
better
definitely going to
shooter.
play. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, Wiggins is going to play. I just don't think we're going to see a whole lot of Aaron Wiggins unless he's just lights out from 3 one night.
Have you seen what Vegas thinks about this game?
I have 9.5.
9.5 in the second round
Insane.
of the NBA playoffs.
It's insane.
Which Boston is also a 9.5-point favorite against the Knicks tomorrow night as well. Cleveland coming into the game that's going on right now. By the way, the Pacers lead 19-14 over the Cavs right now. Cleveland was an 8.5-point favorite going into this game. So some big lines already in the playoffs. So yeah, it's I saw that this morning. I was like 9.5. Really? You would figure something like maybe like 4.5, 5.5, something around there. But yeah, 9.5. That was quite a big number. So Joe Masato this morning. I don't know if you saw this, but
I think I was going to bring up the staff. Is the one
he put out this stat. Teams with rest going. So basically, teams heading into the second round when they get rest. Going against teams that played a full 7-game series, those teams with rest are 14-1 against the other team that went 7 games. Do you file that into stats that matter, or this doesn't matter? Throw that out the window.
Sorry, I had a sneeze. I thought I had a sneeze coming right there. I was trying to itch it out of me. I think it says something because I think that's the biggest key to when I say key to the series, I think that's just that biggest advantage that Thunder have is the rest and the depth of this team.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about rest versus rust. I think that matters more in football because it's a 1-game thing.
Well, we've already seen one series where they had it the whole week off and they won by 50 points.
Yeah,
in game 1.
Great point. It also, it's even if they are rusty for the first half tomorrow, it's a 7-game series.
Yeah,
you can live with the half of rest.
And I heard, I can't remember who it was. I feel like it might have been Masato when he was on with Jim and Al the other day. But there's one team that doesn't really need the rest. It's Oklahoma City, right? They're the youngest team in the NBA, and now you're going against a Denver team which is on the older side, and they get 48 hours off before they have to come and play in Oklahoma City in game 1.
Yeah. And like I said earlier, they're traveling today too.
Yeah.
So like their day off is, they're still, having to travel.
NBA should have made them bus from Denver to Oklahoma City instead of fly. Should have done that. Just have them
get
on
on the
like a
shuttle.
Greyhound all the way from
Yeah.
Denver to Oklahoma City.
They have the Denver, they have those shuttles that'll take you from the airport to the mountains. I'll put them on one of those.
Yeah. Should have done that. Anything else on this series before we move on to
I,
some of those game sevens last night?
I'm fired up. I'm fired up. Did you see the pictures of the blackout with the t-shirts?
I saw the t-shirts, yeah.
Looks a lot. There could be a lot of yellow with the blackout. A lot of
Yeah.
yellow with the blackout.
Shea also releasing a new colorway of his shoe. I saw those just all black.
Yeah, I was about to say
Um,
black. I haven't seen them yet,
that
but
that would be more of my speed. The all black or like the all white. I don't know about any
I,
of the other colors.
I like the tan ones. Now, would I rock them?
Yeah.
No, I cannot. I cannot rock them, but I like them.
Yeah, I wouldn't. There's like I said, black and white. Those are the
Yeah.
color shoes that I can rock. Right. If we start stepping out to the color wheel in any other direction, I'm out on that because I'll look like a fool.
I don't think I can rock any shoe that's just like one color though.
Yeah, yeah,
I
that
mean,
is true.
all black, I guess, but even then, it's like you want to like
If you
you
wear
put
all
white
black,
soles
yeah,
on it or something, some white soles,
if you're wearing just flat all black shoes, you look like you're about to go commit a crime somewhere or something like that. So yeah.
Or you're gonna go wait some tables.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So that game last night, I mean, we already kind of talked about it a little bit. It's just a butt kicking up there in Denver. They win by 19. Obviously, move on to play the Thunder. Any other thoughts from that game? I know you were probably more focused on hockey at this point.
no, I was the first, pretty much until the fourth quarter of the basketball game. Me and one of our friends down there, I met with him last year, and now he's diehard Master and diehard Luka fan. He's the one that definitely gives me the most grief about the Thunder. We've actually become pretty decent buddies via hating the Mavs and via hating the Thunder. He hockey guy or Dallas sports fan, but he doesn't like hockey because it gets in the way of the NBA because he's such an NBA guy. So me and him were on the other side of the party with the other TV watching the Clippers game the whole time. And then once it turned into a blowout, we then transformed over to the hockey. So I watched the third period of the hockey, and that was really about it.
Yeah, this game was so boring. I like fell asleep during the middle of it. Like woke up at the end, and I was like, I didn't miss anything. Right. And that's kind of really. I mean, how many times do we see game sevens where they're like close and neck and neck battles? I feel like more often than not we see like 10-point plus blowouts in these.
And what sucks about this series is it was such a great. So we had so many great games that everyone's like, "Oh, this game 7 is gonna be awesome."
Yeah,
and then it wasn't. Really. It wasn't at all.
Yeah. It definitely was not. Here's another game 7 that I'm hoping is good tonight. That is the Warriors and the Rockets. Houston, a 2.5-point favorite. This one going to be played in Houston. The winner of this gets to take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Are the Warriors too old or are the Rockets too young? I guess what we're going to find out tonight.
Youth first experience.
Yes.
Tonight where narratives.
We'll figure out. Yeah.
Narratives get proven right. Or narratives change. That all happens tonight. I like the Rockets in this game, Preston. I do. I think
feel like at home for them is a good spot.
And I think Steven Adams and Fred VanVleet are just playing out of their minds right now. Just absolute X factors, vets stepping up, and I mean they've found a way to contain Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry to the best of their abilities. Like it's like what we just talked about the Thunder and Jokic. You're not going to be able to stop them completely, but to the best of their abilities. And then they've kind of taken out a lot of the role players of the game as well. So I like the Rockets tonight. I really do.
I believe I placed a wager on them to win by the 2.5. So
allegedly,
I think that I like the Rockets tonight as well. The Warriors have seemed so old and tired the last two games, right? I mean, in game would have been 5, they got down by like 15 in like the second quarter, and they're like, "Hey, all right, we'll pack it up for game 6." And then in game 6, like they just seem tired, and so I'm assuming in game 7, T-Bag, there's not going to be much difference between the last couple of games.
Yeah, the momentum too with the Rockets is another reason because that game 6 was a pretty demoralizing loss. Now, if there's a team and an organization that can get over demoralizing loss like that, it's Steph Curry, Steve Kerr, and the Golden State Warriors. But they're it's still something you have to put into consideration.
They are scoring points right now in Cleveland. It's 25-23 with like 3 minutes left in
Series
the
is going to
third
be
or in the
so fun.
first. Yes.
This series would be fun. The Cavs might win in 5, but it's
I
going to be fun.
I see. I don't know if the Cavs will win in 5. I think the Cavs will win, but I think it might be more
You
than 5
think?
because
Yeah.
I think that the Pacers are a very good squad
Yeah.
offensively for sure.
I mean, you know me. I've been on the Pacers bandwagon. When I say bandwagon, it's not like I've been like, oh, they're going to be do this, that, the other. Pacers are my second favorite team to watch play in the NBA outside the Thunder.
Their offense is just so fun to watch.
Mhm.
I mean, Tyrese Halliburton, and I know the poll came out from all the players in the league that he was overrated. The guy made it to the Eastern Conference Finals last year.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's a good
yeah,
squad. He's a
yeah.
good player.
Like someone, I don't even know who it was. It was one of my friends said the other day. It's like, yeah, but the Bucks, are they that good? It's like, well, they went to the Pacers. This team went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. So it's
Yeah.
like, I mean, if they're a first round exit last year, you can make that argument. But they went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. So I mean,
Yeah, and they didn't really lose anything. I mean, they have really the same
yeah, yeah,
squad
they really
from
are the same
last
squad.
year. So, and plus, I think Tyrese Halliburton, he seems like a good guy, and
Yeah.
he is a good basketball player. So, any other thoughts on that series between the Cavs and the Pacers?
No, like I said, I think it's gonna be a super fun series. A lot of scoring.
Yeah,
It'll be a lot of points.
I think Cavs in 6 wouldn't surprise me 7. I think that could be a long series. I do like the Pacers, so but I think the Cavs will win. I think the Cavs are the better team. They also who was it? Darius Garland still out for them. Not playing in this one for the Cavs. He missed game 4 of the last series. Not sure if he's going to be back for game 2. But looks like he's hurt right now, so we'll see. How about the other series going on in the East? The Celtics and the Knicks. This is like an old school
It's got aura.
East Coast battle
Yeah.
that's going to happen between the Celtics and the Knicks. The Celtics are just way better than the Knicks. I mean, the Knicks, they're going to have to play their starters 48 minutes for 5 games, 6 games, however long this goes. And the Celtics, I think, are just far and away better than the Knicks.
My prediction for this series is it's going to be 2-1 Celtics going into game 4.
Yeah.
Which game do the Knicks win? I don't know. Could be tomorrow. Could be game 3. Could be game 2. I don't know. And the Knicks are going to be close in all 3 games. They're going to pull out one, and then game 4 and beyond, it's just going to be an ass win by the Celtics because that's the Knicks always fade come game 4 of the second round.
Yeah, because
they're exhausted.
Played twice as many minutes as
Yeah.
the other guys, which why Tom Thibodeau does that, I never understood.
And they just went through a grueling series against Detroit too.
Yeah,
I mean they've had a little bit of rest, but I mean
yeah, that one went 6, and a lot of people were thinking
tough 6.
Yeah, a lot of people were thinking that could have been a sweep for the Knicks, but you are right on that. They do kind of hit a wall after about game 3 or 4, and things start to go downhill for them. The other series, Minnesota against the winner of Golden State and Houston tonight. I don't really even know what to say about that other than Ant-Man has shaved his head, so he's bald now. So I don't know if that's gonna like give him any powers or anything. Unless I got got, but I'm pretty sure I saw that.
I haven't been online too much lately. When I say lately, in the last like 24 hours.
I'm almost positive. Let's see. Anthony Edwards.
I'm not seeing anything.
Maybe I got. Maybe I got NBA sentineled.
Hey, we all get got. What was it? I almost got the other day. I almost like quote tweeted it, but then I double checked myself. It was after game 2 of the Thunder Grizzlies series that the Thunder were going to arrest Shea for game 3. And I believed it for like 3 seconds.
I must have got. I was just scrolling and saw like a bald Ant-Man, and I was like, okay, good for him. We'll see if that does anything. I guess I got. Count that into the score for the internet right there.
How often do you get got?
Probably more often than I would like to
Yeah.
admit.
Oh, yeah. I
Uh,
mean, Preston. I mean, yeah, yeah. I
we're
get God all the time.
we're chronically online, so I'm
Yeah.
seeing like I even started following NBA Central, and I'll still like kind of get got by them where I'll like scroll and I'll read something where I'm like, that's not too far off of something that could actually happen. But then I think about it again and see the account, and I'm like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's fake.
Yeah. Like I was saying, like whenever I saw like the Thunder wrestling Schaefer game 3, it's like for 3 seconds, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, wait, no, it's the playoffs. No, they're not.
But I've turned on like notifications for like Shams, so I know if I get a Shams notification, it is
It
100%
is.
real.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I don't play with that at least. I need at least to have that. Anything else on the NBA playoffs before we talk a little? I guess hockey. Since you were watching hockey last night, I was watching hockey. Gonna watch some hockey tonight.
Yeah. You know, us puckheads.
Yeah. That's what we are. We love puck. We love it. Any type of I guess a puck isn't a ball, is it?
No, it's a puck.
Circular. It's circular in shape. But the yeah, you talked a little bit about it. What were the vibes down there in Dallas for that game 7 win for the Stars last night?
It was incredible. I mean, just absolutely. I hated it. You know, I don't like to see those efforts down there happy. Uh, but it was an incredible. I mean, with that comeback, it's not only a game
Yeah.
7 win. It's scoring 4 goals, but
4 goals, yeah, in the
one
final
was an
period.
empty netter. 3 goals with in 7 minutes to come back from a 2-0 deficit. Yeah, I mean it was mayhem, and like I said, like here I can actually. I got the Patriots game on my phone. This was so they live right by the arena, so you can get like a little like literally like that's the
Oh, okay,
balcony.
yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
balcony of their apartment, and it's like after the game. Like, and you see people screaming for like
Yeah.
30 minutes outside. There was like a street party. So I mean, it was pretty crazy down there. I'll give it to them. They were fired up.
Those
And
hockey fans are a little different too, you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh,
They were fired up, and just every bar you went to, they're like, "Yo, you watch the Stars game tonight?" It's like, yeah, I'm not a fan though.
And then my Blues are playing tonight against Winnipeg, the Jets.
The Stars fans are rooting heavily for your Blues because they want to
Yeah.
play you guys, not Winnipeg. I learned that last night.
Look, Winnipeg was the 1 seed heading into the playoffs, because I'm almost positive of that because St. Louis was the last team in with the wild card. So, but look, my Blues put up 5 on the board the other night. They crushed it in that game in St. Louis. This is also, they say a series hasn't started till a team wins on the road. No road team has won in this series at all. So only home teams have
when
won.
does the series start?
Huh?
What if the Winnipeg wins tonight?
I guess it won't be an official series.
It's a wash.
So
on the record books.
We'll have to break a little here to get one on the road, but we'll see. We'll see. So game 7. There really is nothing like game 7 in hockey, though. It kind of feels a little bit different. Because they always feel close. Like in the NBA, like we talked about, there can be blowouts in like game 7. Obviously, there can be a blowout in hockey, but game 7 in hockey just feels a little bit different.
Yeah, it's intense.
If that makes any sense.
No, it's intense. It's intense. It's very intense. I do wish I understood the sport a little bit more. I mean,
yeah,
I like the basics, but
I know like icing and stuff like that, but I couldn't tell you like much past that.
Yeah, like I know power play is a good thing.
But playoff hockey, there's not much better sports wise than playoff hockey. It just feels different. So, all right. Anything else before we wrap this thing up and get out of here?
No, I think we've talked about it all. Bunch of sports right now.
Yeah, a lot of sports going on. We just had the Miami Grand Prix today. Oscar Piastri won that for McLaren. Just trying to see anything else going on before we.
Kentucky Derby, which my
Derby,
hand up, my fault. I didn't even mention it yesterday when we were on air together.
Oh yeah,
I didn't even bring up the Kentucky Derby. I'm really
It
not
was a
that big of a.
mutter. It was a mutter. That's what it was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I saw. I was driving whenever it was on. I totally just missed it. I was gonna put it on my phone and try to watch it. Well, like
The
driving on a
win
highway, but
Yeah, the winning horse, I mean, just made there was really 2 horses, just made a push late,
yeah,
and
I watched it except it's 2 minutes. So I watched the full game. I sat down and watched the full game. So
my favorite thing too is, like, I immediately got on TikTok and, like, 3 scrolls later, like, NBC Sports had posted the full entire race already on.
that's exactly where I watched it. Preston was on
I mean,
TikTok
it was on
about
there
3 hours
instantly.
ago.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
before the horse made it to the winner's circle, that TikTok was on NBC
Mhm.
Sports, TikTok page, so,
Yeah.
it was, quite the race, there. All right, well, that's gonna do it for us. We'll be back some point during the week. We'll have to figure that out. I'll have to look at the schedule. I know we just got a new schedule sent to us, so, we'll have to figure that out, and we will, tweet that out and let you guys know, but until then, you guys enjoy tomorrow night. Enjoy the, basketball and hockey tonight, and, let's go 1-0. How about that? Let's go 1-0.
Stack
And
days.
maybe we'll be 2-0 by the time we talk to you guys again. So that'll do it for us. Have a great night, everyone. Be safe. Adios.